I like that I thought to schedule these things at 5:35. Because even then, sometimes I'm not ready. But I was never ready at 5:30. How's everybody doing? We got some people here already. Amber's here, Paul's here, Bennett's here, Stanifer's here, Lily's here, BJ's here. The whole Ashhole crew is here. What's going on, everybody? What's the special occasion? Sean McGill's got his hand up. Don't say okay. Oh, how's everybody? I'm well. I'm doing well. Not exceptional, but I had an okay week. It wasn't full of terribleness, which is good. Krista's here. Paul's good. Good stuff. I made a ton of dust today. I made a ton of cherry and sapele dust today. Routers make a mess. I almost wasn't on time because I was finishing trying to get relatively clean in the shop from all the routerness. Found me a couple of days ago watching lathe vids. What? You're waiting for your lathe to show up and you're living vicariously through me. I like that. That's good. You're more than welcome to. Paul made a ton of pine and cedar dust, making more guitars, I'm guessing. Oh, I am going to start with this beverage. Do not come to my channel and tell me I should not be consuming alcoholic beverages while I'm operating power tools, because I know. Patches is back. The mic's here. Is that like 3 mics? 4 mics? There's a lot of mics here. Bennett, Stanifer, me, and Patches, at least. There's 4 mics here, at least. Paul, you did not drive me to drinking. It wasn't you guys. Chili's here. Good morning, Australia. Scott Lenson's here. That's good. That's a good crowd. It's a good crowd for watching MYRTLE. MYRTLE won by 1 single vote this week. It was a tight race between the MYRTLE, the Catalpa, and the Oak. Lopez is here. And I believe it was 987 was the vote. Like, it was really close. So yeah, we'll do the 10x2 MYRTLE this week and see what happens next week. I got to get through a ton of these bowl blanks, so there might be 3 options every week. Amber got her bowl Thursday. Yes, I think Pinnell was supposed to get his. He was tracking his, and it was in Halifax, so his should be at his place too. Chili Man got his. That didn't take 6 weeks to get to Australia, but probably close. Krista got theirs. Right on. Everybody's getting their stuff. Love it. In case you wonder, there's a link if you're new or whatever. There's a link down below to my Etsy store where these people are talking about getting bowls from. Your bowl is at Shoppers still. Okay. More pens. Tony Lopez asks about more pens. I didn't get more blanks drilled out this week because I was working on the guitar. For the short periods of time I did get into the shop this week, I was working on the guitar. I'll show you the guitar in a second. BJ, beautiful bowl. Thank you. You guys got the Yadoba one, right? The first one. That was nice. Kind of almost borderline tray, but also a bowl. Yeah. All right. Look at what I did. I made a guitar looking thing. It looks like a guitar. And it's got the cavity for the electronics in the back. It's got the spot for the switch in the back. It's got the pickup cavities routed. It's got the bridge and tail stock holes drilled out. It's getting guitar looking. I did make the fretboard too. I did, yes. It's not glued in. It's just clamped so that I don't have to wrestle with two separate pieces. I want to do a little bit more fretwork before I glue it in so that I can get to all of the edges without worrying about knocking the body around with the file and stuff. But I'm pretty happy with how this thing is coming. Like that almost looks like a real guitar even. Like what? So that was today. Today was routing pickup cavities, electronics cavity, switch cavity. And that was the router mess that I had to deal with today. So I got most of it cleaned up. There's remnants. But thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy with how it's coming. Remember to line it up. A couple of lines on the E strings to line it up with it. Don't remember, yeah, tell me how to make it actually guitar. It's actually gonna play music. To line it up with the nut. Yeah, we'll see. It may or may not line up with things. It's gonna be sexy on the wall, at least, or on the stand or the rack or wherever I put it. Kyla's got a good point. There's only 10 thumbs ups, and there's 25 people watching. I want to see that number go up for some reason. Oh, it's getting hot. You guys getting hot where you are? We went from like the heater needed to be on in the shop at all times to like I'm thinking about breaking a hole in the wall and installing a mini split within like 4 days. It just like switched from like, yeah. Don't I have to auction it off for charity? I don't have to auction it off for charity. The people in the invitational portion of the contest have to auction it off for charity. The people that paid money to enter just did it to be building a guitar. And then that money that they paid goes towards charity efforts. Shop is 80 degrees right now. I don't know what that is. So, I'm going to say that's like 25, 30. It's only 5 degrees out on the East Coast. Misfits here. Welcome. Going to insulate the garage door later this week. Yeah, that might be a good, but I open and close the garage door so much that insulating it would not be of benefit. It's still up in Tacoma, dude. Oh, nice. Yeah, in a matter of days, it did get hot. Like it literally, like over the last maybe 4 days, it went from like shop heater under my legs as I sit at my bench to like I'm sweating out here now, which is 80 degrees in football fields. Yeah, that's the question. 22 Celsius. You're in Texas. It should be hotter than that, shouldn't it? You'll get there. Oh. So, MYRTLE thing. Should we get working on it? Should I do another flat bottomed one and get the branding iron out right now so that we can brand the bottom of it? Because instead of just sitting around here waiting for the branding iron to heat up, should I get it heated up right now? If we're going to do that, I probably should do that. Yeah, okay. Let's aim for a flat bottomed thing that I can brand. I'll get the branding iron. Pardon me. Go into this thing with some kind of goal? What's that about? Oh, where can I put this so that it's not gonna... I gotta get this guitar out of the way. Okay, branding iron is heating up. So we can brand the bottom of that thing. We'll do a flat bottomed thing. Maybe like the same kind of tray thing that we did last week with the spalted maple. And just don't brand myself. Yeah. Laugh it up. One time. You brand yourself one time. And they just won't let it go. Oh, 27 people here this week. Is there something? Did I get some publicity or something? Like, did somebody share my stuff on a Reddit post or something? Pacific Northwest rules. I will agree. Well, I'm a little north of the Pacific Northwest, but West Coast is best coast as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, Pinnell. You guys get actual winter over there. I don't do actual winter anymore. I grew up in Saskatchewan. I'm done with winter. Yeah. Fancy pants chili man over there parting things off with one hand. Thinking he's all... I don't want to start yet. I don't feel like starting yet. Is that okay? I need to just settle down a little bit. You sometimes get into a kind of a zone. I don't like calling it a zone, but like I was in a zone on this guitar today. Making the first like Forstner bit drill press into a guitar body, like into your first guitar body with a big like 1.25 inch Forstner bit is an unpleasant experience. But then after that, I was just like, boom, boom, boom. Give me the router. Yeah. Hey, Chili Man, paying me. Thanks, guy. Yeah, Mr. Fancy Pants. Yeah, no, it was frightening watching an 1.25 inch drill bit going towards my guitar body that I'd been working on. But it got easier once I saw that it was doing what it was supposed to do. Yeah, it's coming good. It's coming along good. And I still have like a month and a half to get it finished. I'm going to make it. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Coming from people who actually make guitars to say that it's looking like it's going to be a guitar, that's a good place to be. It's got a few more little details up my sleeve on it, though. I've decided I'm going to make the back plates out of the cutoffs from the neck blank. So I'll show you. I made my neck blank like way too thick. So when I thinned it down, I got these sort of 1/4 inch cherry and sapele bits that, like, what else am I going to do with these things? So I'm going to make my back plate for my control cavity out of them, and a circle for my my 3-way switch cavity cover thing out of these strips of cherry and sapele that came off the neck blank, which I think is a cool idea, if I say so myself. That might be tomorrow. I don't think, probably though. I want to start getting it a little cleaner shaped, because what I'm going to do, I don't know if I've actually explained this yet. I'm going to be cutting away, like, as I start rounding things over, I need an area back here so that your arm doesn't on here. So while I'm contouring things, I'm going to be exposing different amounts of the sapele underneath. So there'll be like a little sweep of sapele in through here, and then this will come down with sapele showing through here. And then another one up there. So I want to start getting some of that shaping done pretty soon. That might be tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I don't feel like working on a guitar, and I don't. Magnets? Magnets is an interesting idea. I've got some little 1/4-inch rare earth magnets that I could. Would that mess with the waves and stuff? Would it interfere with anything? I don't know electricity. No? Maybe I do magnets. Nah, that'd be a good idea. Think on that. I will think on that. I will be shielding the cavity, yeah. How do magnets work? Look up how magnets. If you don't know how magnets work, you look it up. I don't actually know how magnets work. They're kind of like magic. I'm pretty sure they're made by wizards. Oh, it's hot. It's hot and I don't feel like turning. And I'm going to turn anyway. Sorry, I'll start feeling it once it's spinning. I think I got relatively sharp before I turned the video on. Should we see? How long has the brand been plugged in? Probably 5-7 minutes. So we'll do the outside. Turn on a fan. Yeah, but then it's noisy. I'd rather have clear audio for you guys. I do run the fan when I'm not doing videos. Well, when I'm not doing live videos. Myrtle. Oop. Myrtle. You guys over a little bit. There. Yeah. Is that relatively? Okay. That is what that is. I got a little bit of a deal happening here. So we shall see when we get into it what that actually is. A little bit of a sort of a hairline crack thing happening here. This thing could all go terribly badly. But we'll it's always an adventure here on Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. I need a theme song. Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. That's probably not going to be it. Ah. That's not fun. All right, here we go. Please don't sing. You're not the first person to say that to me, Mike. Believe it or not. This is a little wonky. I am using my 1/2-inch bowl gouge, Mike. We're getting close to shaky. I don't really want the like flat side that I did last week, but are you guys talking about Vic marks? Who's buying a Vic mark? Somebody should buy me a Vic mark. Ooh, that might be a problem. Huh. Feature? Or go through it? Looks like it might go pretty deep. You know what this needs? You know what this needs? This needs black CA glue from Starbond. Is what this needs. I happen to have a link down in the description. I haven't used the black yet. This is cool. There's a link down in the description to my affiliate situation with Starbond, and so if you use that link, I get a little cut. They get a sale, you get some glue, and you can use my discount code to get, what is it, 10% off? I don't know. I don't remember. 15? 10? We're going to just seep some medium black Starbond down into these cracks. I've literally never done this before. We're doing it for the first time live on YouTube. Because, yeah, why not? Every day's an adventure here. It makes wooden things and stuff. A little black Starbond sinking down in. We'll fill those up. I'm going to make a couple of passes with it till it stops taking it. Hopefully they're not super deep and uses this whole damn thing as CA bond. I have to say, the medium viscosity Starbond is thinner than other medium CA glues that I'm familiar with. But it's not like gush all over the place and make a mess thin. Which is actually good for this particular application, where I need it to run down into those cracks. It's gonna take, I'm gonna let that batch, let's go have a sit. We'll let that sink down and cure in there. And then we'll do another. Hey, we already found our interesting adventure for the day. For this particular application, sounded super professional. Yeah, well, you know, I'm not hitting it with activator. I don't, if I don't need to hit CA glue with activator because I'm in a super big hurry, I don't bother. Because it can react badly. How long does it say? Marv's here. Artificial spalting, yep. to be a professional, I need to spray the activator on it? I disagree. Well, I'm not a professional anyway, so I had to buy a new truck so your budget isn't high. Well, yeah, who is getting a Vic mark? How do I like the bandsaw? I really like the bandsaw. I mean, for my shop, it's a good bandsaw. In an ideal world where I had all the power in the world and all the space in the world, I would get a bigger bandsaw. But it's the perfect garage shop bandsaw as far as I'm concerned. You see, do I have back to the CA glue recommendations? Nobody needs to push Starbond CA glue. I even feel weird pushing Starbond CA glue. And I get part of the proceeds from it. I don't even remember what I get. I get a little percent. You guys get a % off. They get a sale. Mike from Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff is getting a Vic mark. I actually, if I had all the money in the world, I don't even know if I would go Vic. It would be between Vic mark and Robust, probably. I mean, you're not going to go wrong when you're spending that much money on a lathe. Where did I put my drink? How could I have lost my beverage? Oh. All right, we'll just let that sit for a couple of minutes. It's not going to take very long to dry. It's probably almost dry now, and I'm going to just add one more little drippy drip. Yeah, that crack is actually pretty deep. I don't know how I didn't notice that when it was rough, but it's a pretty significant crack. This could not work at all. Check out this new Clash of Warrior Titans Wizards game. Yeah. Well, we'll wait for that to dry. We'll talk about how wonderful Starbond glue is for a couple of minutes. No, we won't. It's a good product, and I'm happy that they reached out and sent me a box. Oh, anybody else making anything cool right now? I'm making a guitar. And then I got to make a cabinet for my lathe tools and a riser box for my grinder. That's pretty much the list right now. Misfit's making an elm bowl. Yeah, you're turning up a storm down there, man. Good stuff. A mess of 70 C10. 72 C10. I don't know what that is. Made a delicious apple crisp. Yeah, you did. I saw that on Instagram. I got tagged. Looked delicious. Mike's attempting an interior for his RC truck. That's cool. I'm waiting for CA glue to dry on this bowl. This is probably the most riveting part of the evening, the waiting for the glue to dry section. Resin burl jar. Yep, that was parting the lid off with one hand, Mr. Fancy Pants. I can't even part a goblet off with two hands, obviously. Actually, one hand probably would have worked better there because I would have been able to catch the damn thing. But I'm not good at this, so there's that. All right, we hit it with some activator now. So if you hit it with activator like right away, It can do like a foamy foam, like reaction situation. As we saw when I was trying to stabilize a pen that one time. God, there's still room to take more there. Starbond doesn't seem to be as bad as other brands for the foamy foam and the reaction situation. It's good to know. Actually, it's true. I've been doing a lot of the super glue blue tape, glue your template down trick on the guitar, and I'm hitting that with activator all the time and not seeing any problems. There we go. Now that's gonna actually fill up the last of that crack. There we go. Oh, don't get him started on the RC interior discussion. He'll talk your ear off about his RCs. I mean, maybe that's what you want though. God, that is a deep crack. I am a little concerned actually with how much glue that thing took. That could be quite deep, and we could end up getting in it. I'm just gonna. This is essentially going to be the outside now that we've had this situation. Oh, there's more over here. How come you guys didn't tell me about the more over here? Oh. I don't know, guys. There's a lot of cracks in this thing. I'm going to do those ones too, because they don't look quite as deep, though. I'm just going to give them a quick flood. And then this is essentially going to be the outside of my bowl, because I don't want to... Oh, there's more there! What are you... Look at this! Ugh, this is a terrible blank. Why did you guys pick this one? You picked oak. Yeah, it is what it is. But I'm essentially just gonna sand now. Because I don't trust going too much deeper. And we're just gonna have one single really slight cove on the outside of this one this week. Oh, what is this? This one right here on the rim. Of course there is. Because of course there is. Yeah. All right. Branding iron should be nice and warm by the time we need it. Yeah, I'm just going to get the sander on this. And then we'll flatten off the bottom, and there's some cool little like flamey areas in this stuff though. I hope this actually turns out good, because it's already a hassle. Okay, let's sand down the CA. situation. Then we'll flatten off the bottom, and then, yeah. And then we'll go on with our lives. God. Loud noises. Okay, that was annoying. And it's still got a little hole. Yeah. The rest of it looks okay. All right. Where were we? We're going over here now. Flatten off the bottom. Why is the tailstock on here? Need an Isotunes sponsorship? Yeah, sure. That's where it's wonky. It's wonky this way. That's better. Yeah, that's better. That's cool little flaming happening over there. We got our cracks relatively filled. Okay. All right, this might still be a thing. Let's we'll sand it, brand it. Yeah. Okay. We're still on track here. Right? Right? Everybody? You guys still here? Do 150. Then we will cut a recess. Then we'll brand it. Then we'll whatever's next after that. Sand it some more. Oof. We'll do the same thing as last week. Put the little dome down in there. Oh. Okay. That's annoying. Ugh. This was supposed to be the simple, straightforward. I've done MYRTLE before, this should be no problem. And it's nice and skinny. And but then again, guitar progress went really well today, so I should have expected that this was not going to do that. Okay, branding iron's hot though, at least, right? Boom, right there. Right there. Woo! MYRTLE brands really easily, apparently. And now I'm going to have to sand back through most of that. No, Pinnell. Can't say that it's not an obvious brand, but I am going to have to sand back through most of that little heat haze now. Let's sit down again. God. Okay. Nothing bad is going to go wrong after that, though, right? Like, everything else is going to go super smoothly. Maybe it didn't need quite so long to heat up. That's true. It was pretty much as hot as it's ever going to get there, I think. Usually I'm stamping it after about 20 minutes, and that was more like 40 minutes. We're on an adventure. Yay! Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're on an adventure. What did I miss? Let's go back through the chat. Did I forget to make a bowl? Wait, what? Should we tell him? Tell me what? Oh. I don't know what's happening in the chat room. You guys are just all having fun. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to try and figure it out by going backwards, because that is probably not going to work. Oh, it smells like burning in here. Almost time for new beer. That's a thing. And that's not going to take that much to go through. I only sanded to 150 before I stamped it. So I'll just put the 150 back on there and give it a spin, and it should cut through that relatively quickly. And then we'll go 240, 320, custom grit step 1, custom grit step 2. Flip it around. Inside. We're at 51 minutes. We got tons of time. We got these shows used to be shorter. But it is what it is. You guys seem to stick around, so and some of you come the first time and it's like a 2.5 hour show, and then they come back. Could I brand the backside of the electronics pocket cover? Well, no, because it needs to be shielded. So it's gonna have copper foil tape on it. I might brand the back of the guitar. Maybe I'll brand the outside of the pickup or the cavity cover thing. It's going to have my brand on it somewhere. I mean, it's got my initials on the 12th fret as the little like sort of inlay thing, but I kind of want to put my brand on it too. I don't know. Haven't gotten that far in the decision-making process yet. It should have my brand on it though somewhere. Maybe the back of the headstock. That's empty. Oh. 53 minutes in. We're waiting for the brand thing to cool off on the outside of the bowl. Last week, I think we were onto the inside of the bowl by like minute 20. Last week went really smooth, though. I don't think anything went wrong last week. I'm making up for it. Cracks in the bowl blank. Yep, it's a thing. Myrtle. It's fun to say though. Myrtle. It's fun to say. Let's do it. Let's do it. Whoop. I'll try not to go all the way through it. All right, 240. $3.20. custom grit. This is going well. We're having fun. Hanging out with my friends on the internet. Oh, sorry. I told Stanifer I wouldn't sing. Custom grit step 1. I still haven't labeled the bottom of these. I got to remember to put the lid back on them like right after I use it. That flaminess on the outside of this is going to be pretty nice. Nice and low while it breaks down the grit. Slowly speed it up. The other guy that Scott sent this to and reviewed it for him said that he never puts it on the lathe above 600 RPM, and that works for him. So I'm at 550, and it feels like that's a good place to be breaking down the grit. But once it breaks down, I think you want to turn it up and like drive it in deep. That's just the feeling I get of it anyway. So that's what we're gonna do. Oof. Oof. Yeah. Where's Marv going? Okay, bye, Marv. My iMac is overheating. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you next time, Marvel. That's the flaming in this thing is super cool. I don't know if it's showing up on there, but like, that's rad. All right, step 2. Oh, I'm sweaty. Okay. So, I look forward to having this in the store for you guys to be able to buy this and try it, because like a final sand up to what grit, Scott? Like 50,000? That also has the finish built in? That's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, let's flip it around. You need to send your bowls back and have them refinished with custom grit. The last one might have been. I don't remember when I started using the custom grit. I think your last one actually was custom gritted, wasn't it? Maybe not. Didn't go super deep on the recess here, because why not tempt fate when everything's going so well? We'll see. I'm sweaty. I want to sit down again, but I also want to get through this damn bowl. So let's get it started at least. I believe I'm going to have to back you guys up. Oh, I hung it up. Who'd have thought? All right, here we go. Inside. An hour 8 in, and we have flipped the bowl over. But we're not going to rush it and risk messing it up, right? Right, everybody? I lied. We're gonna stop because I already feel like I am gonna start wanting to be fast. It's flat anyway. God, that flame. I have flamed myrtle. That's a thing. I have flamed myrtle. Oh. Howard's Feed and Wax must be in corporate peril with the loss of product placement. Well, maybe Howard's Feed and Wax should have recognized the value that they had in it's still a good product. If I didn't have this stuff, I'd still be using it, and I might still use it on some things. Like if I don't need things to be super well sanded and super shiny and lustery and stuff, like shop furniture, I'm sorry, Scott, I'm not using custom grit on my shop furniture. Because why? You know, like. It does polish headlights on cars too. I'm actually going to put it on my table saw, and I'm going to buff a coat of it into the table saw. Rob Howard will be on the phone. That's right. I'm waiting for your call, Rob. Because I don't want to waste it. That's right. But I just don't want to, like, I don't really understand why you would go through the effort of like buffing that stuff into a piece of shop furniture. See, you think all CEOs are named Rob, company name? I usually default to John. Like, oh no, what? We were at Quality Foods one time, and I was like, I'm gonna call Bill Quality. I think I called him Bill. I was like, I'm gonna call it Bill Quality, and because for some reason he doesn't have the product that I want. And yeah, so I do the same thing. It's like Bill Quality and like Joe Thrifty, because Thrifty Foods. Jim, that's right. It was Jim Quality. Is it Bill Shoppers, who owns Shoppers Drug Mart? All right, things are back on the rails here. We're going to scoop out the inside of this guy. It's going to be another sort of tray dealy one, except with a cove this week instead of a flat. But I have flamed myrtle on the lathe right now. In case I didn't mention that. I did not actually know that when I started in on the day. There did used to be a NASCAR driver named Dick Trickle. What am I making? I'm making a flamed myrtle bowl tray. Bowlish tray. So it'll be like an 1 3/4 deep cove-sided flamed myrtle thing. Yeah, in theory, it will be. With some Starbond black CA glue filling some cracks. And yeah, you missed the ordeal part of the evening. Which is why we're an hour 14 in and we're just getting into the inside of it. Let's do a couple more minutes of it and see how it goes. Might end up coming and sitting back down. I don't know, when the shop gets hot, I tend to try to speed up, and that's not good. So I'm hot and uncomfortable. So I need to like make a conscious effort to dial it back and slow things down. What kind of wood blanks do I want for pens? Got tons of different scraps. What I want is interesting, funky wood, preferably relatively hard. So you're in Texas. So what about, you got some like heavy, hard Texas woods like mesquite, and you got hickory down there. Like, I just want stuff that I haven't played with before. So like Osage orange would be cool. I've never played with that. Yeah, anything that like is a southern states kind of wood that like stuff doesn't grow north of a certain point, right? So I'm never going to get my hands on this kind of stuff. I hung it back up again. Oh, pecan. Yeah, good call. Pecan? I don't know. How do you guys pronounce it down there? We call it pecan. I call it pecan. Pecan pie. Hey, Beckham's here. We got some flamed myrtle on the lathe tonight, Beckham, that we didn't know was flamed myrtle before we put it up there. That I had to fill some cracks with some black CA glue in, and it's going to be like this sort of tray-like thing. Why did I grab this? I don't need this at all. It should be pretty round though now, like that I flattened off the front, so I should be able to turn this up. There we go. Let's make sure we're still tight, and then we'll turn it up. Now that we're round and flat on both sides, let's get this thing going. I'm also hot and sweaty, so we're going to do this in short bursts so that I don't over crank it and dig too hard and whatnots. Yeah, here we go. 1264. That's what I like to see. I'm dusty. Just barely shaking at 1264 here, which is right where I like to live. Basically as fast as it can spin, shaking the least amount. Now we're going. Okay, I am digging pretty hard here, but I'm comfortable right now, so. But I am getting hot. So that's a good start. I am happy with how that went. Because I was digging, I was pushing pretty hard, but it was cutting relatively well. And I wasn't pushing hard like in frustration or impatience. I was just, that's how the tool felt like it wanted to cut. We're going to stop before there. And we are about halfway to there. We're going 1.5 inches deep of this 1 and, well, I covered up the number on the ruler. So it's about 1.75 inches deep. We're going to go 1.5 inches and we are at about 3/4. Flamed myrtle. That's neat. Okay, we are going to take a break though because I am hot. I hope I'm not going to find any more cracks in there. And yeah. Beckham, you want to see the guitar? Was anybody not here when I was showing off the progress on the guitar? I'm not going to show it again if it's just all the people who already saw it, but jam sawdust under, yeah, I am getting a little bit. All right, here's the guitar. Guitar progress. Pickup cavities routed, holes drilled for the bridge and the pots and the switch and the stuff. Electronics cavities routed in the back. Yeah. Guitar is coming. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Eventually, it'll get to the point where I'll be convinced that I'm not going to wreck it. It's not there yet, but at some point relatively soon, I'm going to look at that and be like, I'm not going to wreck that now. It is going to be difficult to play with the clamp on it. So I've decided not to play it until the clamp comes off it. The clamp isn't even like holding it in glue or anything. It's just, I didn't want to have to show it off with 2 pieces and try to hold it together. The clamp serves no actual purpose right now other than for display. Okay. I do want to get this bowl done. I kind of want to get out of the shop. It's hot and sweaty. You still feel like you're going to wreck each and every one? Oh, good. That's good to hear. Routers are a little unpredictable. I find, take little bites and move it slow. A lot of people that I see, especially online on YouTube, well, it's the only place I see people use routers, but like some people like are pushing their router way too hard, way too fast, taking off way too much material, and you're asking for problems. You can get everything done just by going little bits at a time, and it doesn't take that long with a router to get rid of a lot of material, even if you're going slow and taking little bits at a time. Oh yeah, soapbox. Shut up, Panel. I'm going to take that wrench away. Yeah, router's fun. I mean, it is. It can be scary, depending on the operation that you're doing, but it's super versatile. Okay, a couple more pushes on the inside of this thing. Shorter breaks. Dude, come on. Come on, you guys. All right, a couple more like that to get a bunch of it out, and then a couple like that to clean it up. We should be in good shape. And by a couple, I mean like 10. What did I say? We need another 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, give or take. $12.96. Just for reference sake, I don't know. Did I drop it somewhere? You guys see where it went? I think. Did it fall off? That's unfortunate. I need that. Did you guys see it fall and I'm an idiot? Remember when I lost the thing and it was just like sitting on the bed of the lathe? But that's not the case this time. Do I need to rewind again? Yeah, I think you might. Did you see with it, they put it down somewhere different? Because I usually put it up here. But it does sometimes fall off. Ah, I mean, I could go get another ruler. I know I need to go 1.5 inches, but like, once I have it set, no, it's not on top. It fell off somewhere, probably into some sawdust. Ah. Just make a new one. I put it above my head? Like up here on this? You're lying. Oh, I did too. Thank you, Mr. Pinnell. Why would I do that? Why? I've never put it there. Why would I put it there? Okay, I'm 1 inch in. Got another few passes here. like I'm getting hot again. But it also feels like I'm getting close. I am 1.25 inches or more. Let's do a little bit of carbide action just for fun while this cools off. Get more done if you didn't have to spend 20 minutes looking for the pencil you stuck behind your ear. That's valid point. Need someone to watch me in the shop and tell me where I put things. Well, you know, start a YouTube channel and then get an audience, and then when you put stuff down, ask them what you did with it, and they'll go back and look for you. We're just gonna have some fun with some carbide while that cools off a little bit. Work on that inside corner a little. Try not to wreck this thing. We're having fun though. Aren't we having fun? I'm having fun. 13 we're up now. 1361. I think because we didn't go straight-sided this week, we did a little cove thing. I think I want to go a little thinner on the sides. It's also not a spalted maple, which I was worried about the robustness of last week. So we're still gonna have a little bit. We'll do a little covey bit on the lip. And then we'll go a little bit thinner than last week, but still like the chunkiness of last week's. So we'll leave it a little bit thick. Yeah, we'll see what happens. God, this thing's awesome. This thing was a really good purchase. Easy Wood Tools, if you want to reach out, I will happily advertise and hawk your turning tools. If anybody knows anybody in the marketing department at Easy Wood Tools, good news, everybody. Found the inside of those cracks, and they are serious. I lied. That's not good news at all. You guys want to see what we're dealing with here? It's really quite bad. I'm very disappointed in what we're dealing with here. We have significant cracks that are going all the way through this blank. So I don't know. I don't think we can finish this tonight. I think whatever I need to do, whatever I figure out that needs to happen is not I think it's got to be epoxy, because there's serious gaps in those cracks. So we're not going to start pumping West Systems out and then, yeah. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to finish it. I want them to be smaller than they are so that we can just fill the inside of the cracks with CA glue too and keep going on this thing. But they are significant, and I don't want to risk it breaking it apart. Sorry guys. I wanted that one to come to fruition in one session, but I don't think I can. Sometimes you got to know, sometimes you have to do the right thing, and Milliput would be good. I don't have any of that. I think it's got to be epoxy. And in order for it to be epoxy, I need 24 hours in between. So it's going to be pretty, but it's not going to be tonight. Yeah, it would take too much CA. I picked oak. The first 2-part show. I don't know. I mean, I could fill it with epoxy, fill the cracks with epoxy, and then we could finish it off next week. It feels like there isn't enough work left to do for a whole show. What if I do the epoxying on it and put it aside, and then next week we'll finish it at the end of next week's show if it hasn't been 2.5 hour long show. That's what we'll do. We'll put another poll up for another bowl next week. I'll pick little ones. I was actually thinking maybe next week we would have like a big guy in the options. But we could do pens. We could finish it and do pens. Maybe we'll just, I don't know. God, that's disappointing because that's flamed MYRTLE. I really wanted to see that done like tonight. No, I don't want a quick epoxy. I want to do it properly. It is what it is. I think it was still fun show. We've got 3/4 of a bowl done. And it's going to be a hell of a bowl when it's done. It would be much more entertaining to watch it explode. But I think we should be hoping that this particular bowl does not explode, because we could do that too, Ken. We could just leave it for the first show of the month where it's just bevies and hangout, and then just fire it up to finish it off during that show. That's a good idea. I don't know. I'm going to put it aside. I'm going to fill it with epoxy. I'm going to tint some epoxy. Store it properly so it doesn't warp. Pinnell, what the hell, man? Like, it's not going to warp. It was kiln dried wood. It's not, it might still warp. Wood does weird things. And it's got cracks in it. He's probably right. Meh. I want to go swear in the driveway. Right, I have the wrench. I'm going to go swear in the driveway. And take a new beer. Be back in a minute. Oh! It's fine. It's fine. We'll just take it off and leave it in the truck. Fill those cracks with epoxy. And we'll finish it later. Do I have any... You guys remember if I had any like pre-made blanks? Like pen blanks? At the end of the last show? Or did we do them all? Because I could just do a pen just to have something completed tonight. Did somebody say that I went to the bar? Yeah, it didn't look like those cracks went that deep. But man, I'm glad. Honestly, I am glad I'm glad I stopped when I did. Because if I wouldn't have stopped that lathe right then, like if I would have tried to make a couple more cuts, could have exploded that whole bowl real easy. Because I wouldn't have known that it was about to explode. So there's that. That's a plus. No, I think we're just going to have to be okay with that being the show. Yeah, we're just going to have to be okay with that being the show. My apologies if that's not okay, but It's frustrating because that, looking at it from over here, like that flaming coming through that bowl on the outside is just phenomenal. Like, it is just phenomenal. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Frustrating after a successful day on the guitar and what looked like it was going to be a successful day on a lathe. But life throws you curveballs. And it's funny, I actually made an Instagram post earlier today. Was it today or was it yesterday? It was something about life being just a matter of making the best decisions you can with the information you have available to you, and then moving on and getting up when you fall down and continuing to move forward. That's what it is. Black epoxy to match the CA. I don't have any epoxy pigments, but maybe I'll get some. I would not want to use just regular West Systems because it would be like yellowy. Yeah, I'll figure out a way to tint some epoxy. Pour it in there. Makeup is good. Powdered makeup, like eyeshadow stuff. Go to the dollar store and get some like watercolor paint. Those little, remember when you were a kid and they had those little trays and they would sometimes pop out and it was like a little disc of like hard powdered watercolor stuff? That stuff apparently works as epoxy dye. That, Ken, good call. At least it was the bowl and not the guitar. Out of the things that I worked on today, at least it was the bowl and not the guitar. God. Graphite powder. Can you just get that at the, well, you're in Australia. I don't know if you can just buy graphite powder at like the hardware store here. Oh yeah, you can, because it like lubricates. It's like a lubricant, right? Cheap eye makeup. Okay, I like this. You guys are being helpful. I don't think we have any cheap eye makeup in the house, but I could go get some. I'll go to the dollar store and see what they've got that looks like it would make a decent epoxy dye. Oh, Amber's still talking about her bowl. I love that you guys love the stuff that you order. Like, I'm always worried that, like, God, I hope it didn't look better on video than it does in real life. And they're gonna get it and be like, oh, that's what it was. This is a good question. How are you going to shape the comfort cuts on the guitar? What I'm going to do is, Penel, you still don't have yours? It was in Halifax like Monday or Tuesday or something. When were we talking? Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it the same way. Well, I'm going to do the main like arm rest cutout the same way that I sloped the front of the guitar for the routing the neck pocket, which is to put, I'm going to take one of my templates that has the curve that I want, and I'm going to put the template over here like this, actually probably more back here, and then I'm going to take one of my planes and ride it on an angle. It's going to go this way off the template and get it down to approximately where I want to have it. And then I'm moving over the Shinto rasp. And probably this for most of the smaller areas, except for on the internal curves, like cutting this part out. I don't know that is going to be my best plan of attack. So I might have to get like a round rasp. And I wish that when I was at Lee Valley spending too much money, that they would have had some rasps in stock. But apparently the only Lee Valley store in Canada that carries rasps is in Halifax. So Pinnell can go get an Oriu rasp or a Logier rasp, but I cannot. I do have an angle grinder and a shaping wheel. I have never used a shaping wheel on an angle grinder, and I am not going to try it for the first time on my 3/4 done guitar. No, they don't even have them at the main store in Ottawa. I literally, I looked and I was like, see which stores have it. Halifax have rasps. Or at least they did when I looked. That was the only one. But I can go get a cheap Mastercraft rasp because I mean, I'm going to sand it anyway. So I can get the bulk of the material out with a cheap, crappy rasp and then just 80 grit sandpaper. It's pretty good at getting rid of material. I don't think that's going to be tomorrow either. I might just want to take a day off from the shop. Because when you have a day of success like this, maybe don't push your luck. If things are going badly in the shop, don't push your luck to make them get better. But if things are going really well in the shop, sometimes it's good to just be good. Serious question, can I brand a steak some Saturday night? Maybe. That sounds like something fun to do. But would it get... I don't know. How's this? Pinnell, I want you to look up whether or not branding a steak leaves schmutz on your brand that isn't going to make it work well for wood anymore. I don't think it should be a problem, but I would hate to turn my wood brand into only a steak brand now because I paid too much for that for it to be a steak brand. But that would be cool to brand a steak and then go upstairs and grill it up after. Yeah. I'm going to pretend like I'm not disappointed. I'm going to try to pretend like I'm not disappointed with how this show went. Yeah, you just brand some scrap wood after to clean it. That'd be good. Start selling branded steaks. Where did I buy it? My brand I bought it from a guy in Edmonton. Wolverine Custom Woodcraft made my brand. Yeah, so that was a fun show. You're welcome. You know what? I'm gonna have the rest of this beer out of my chalice. God, those cracks are so big. I was really, really close to exploding that bowl. Victory chalice. There we go. Well, okay. Chili, I will admit that veneer, I did not cut that veneer. I sent Chili a veneer business card with a brand on it that I signed for him with his bowl. And he thought that apparently he thought that I cut that. I mean, I can cut super thin on that bandsaw. But those ones are business cards that I got from Lee Valley, I think. It's like a pack of 50 or 100 veneer business cards. My son says Pinnell's name is Penicil. For some reason the other day I imagined the Bee Gees singing The Gambler. That is a weird thought. That's a weird thought. But didn't you also think that Betty White was dead? Good show, no explosions. That's true. The bowl lives to be finished another day. And I do think that it'll take the epoxy just perfectly well. So totally thought I sent you guys a card too. No, I didn't make those. I should though. I should actually make little thin strips of veneer and sign them for people. But I ordered those things like, geez, I've had those things for a couple of years when I started going to markets, and I was thinking that I would turn them, have them printed into business cards. So that would be cool. The guy that I got the business card from at the market, the card is actually wood, but I was going to actually have them printed as business cards, and I never did. And then I happened to find them before that last batch of orders went out. So I was like, I'll just brand it and sign it. That'd be good. A nice thick plane shaving that I could sign. It would be super curly though. You wouldn't be able to flatten it out, I don't think. Maybe with an iron? No, probably not. I could sign a plane shaving and send it with people's orders. Iron and steam might work. That sounds like more work than it's worth when you already have a 50-pack of veneer business cards. It's not as French as I pronounce. Your name isn't Pinnell? How do you pronounce your name then, yo? Because I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time and you haven't said anything? I could pronounce it more French. I could start calling you Panel. Panel. More like panel? Kyle is just making stuff up. Kyla doesn't know. Kyla's not even her real name. We're used to it. Okay, well, if you don't want to tell me how it's pronounced so that I can fix myself, then I'm not going to fix myself. And you can just continue to be Pinnell. Well, you shouldn't have told me that your name wasn't actually Kyla if you didn't want me to remember that. Penol? Is it really Penol? Where's it from? That might help me. Where does the name come from? Penol? Whatever. It's French. Well, it's probably Panel. Panel. Yeah, that's what I'm going to start. I'm going to throw some phlegm into it. It's going to be Panel. Okay, well, that's I have fun with you guys. That's all I can say. I had a good day on the guitar. I had a good hour and a bit on a bowl. And I had fun with my friends. There you go. It's good times. Take care of yourselves. These are hard times that we're going through, make sure that you're okay. I went and played a round of golf last Sunday, and I realized about midway through that round of golf how badly I needed that round of golf. So, yeah, do the stuff that you need to be doing for, like, to keep yourself together. Your third stay-at-home order. Yeah. You guys are having a rough time in Ontario. I'm not going to get into why you're having a rough time in Ontario. But I feel for you. Hopefully, all we can do is make the best decisions that we can with the information we have available to us at the time, and move on and move forward and pick yourself up when you fall down and do what you need to do to keep everything together. Go hit a round of golf if that's what you need. Paint something that sucks if that's what you need to do. Read a book from your childhood that you used to really like that you forgot about. And stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. And pop on a live stream once a week and hang out with your friends. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. It's going to be pretty eventually. Bye, guys. Thanks.